Hi, I'm Shane Hurlbut, ASC. I'm a director of photography, producer, director, cameraman, and green filmmaker. You know, I've shot film my whole life daily, and I think the genesis was pretty much coming from where motion picture photography came from in the beginning, which was, you know, this guy with a pinhole camera saying, "Hey, I wonder what this will look like if it moves." And, you know, all of a sudden we had our ENG and our sports and news gathering guys deciding how the HD platform was going to roll out. Well, who gave them the keys to the castle to this thing? I felt it finally came from the source, and the source is still photography. And that was kind of my genesis of all of that. And then Mick G asked me to do these webisodes for Terminator Salvation, and that was all based around a helmet cam. And I thought, oh my God, we put this camera on a helmet and it's like moving around and, you know, jumping down and in there and things are being blown up. I'm like, this is going to be immersive. This is going to be incredible. And once I started to see the images that were coming off this camera, I was sold. And I wanted to not use it as just a gag camera or a rig camera or a mount camera. I wanted to use it for A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. Well, I think when I started to understand this HDSLR technology and really started to get inside the head of this camera, because you really do have to do that. You have to go there. You cannot treat this just like any other camera. It's a still camera that we're trying to make motion out of. So once you started to get inside the camera, you started to understand, wow, I just lit that scene with like 4 lights and it's nighttime and I lit 6 city blocks. Okay, all right, I'm using less power. I'm using less fuel. Okay, now all of a sudden, like, there's no photochemical process. I'm not dealing with all this you know, chemicals to develop the film anymore. It's all onto a small little CF card that we're now recycling and reusing. Okay, that's green. Okay, I like that. I like where that's going. Okay, my crew on Active Valor, which was a major motion picture for, was the largest crew, was like 52 people. Okay, so now we're like, all right, a lot of people doing 2 and 3 jobs, cool, but being able to work out of a 10-ton instead of a 40-footer, you know, being able to work out of a 1-ton truck, rather, you know, camera-wise, rather than a 10-ton and a 5-ton. So those things started to really ripple for me, and I started to see how green this technology could be. And then I started to say, well, now if we start using LED technology and halogen lights instead of incandescent, and you know, we can really start to shrink the footprint of what every film does, and every commercial and every music video. We can start to shrink that footprint. And I don't think it's about, you know, I'm not on this mission to, you know, eliminate unions and eliminate crew sizes so people don't have their, you know, are not able to do their jobs. What I'm trying to do is reinvent how we make movies. And I think we can do it in a much smaller way. I think we can do, by doing it in a much smaller way, we are going to also expand our creativity. We're going to expand the amount of movies that are going into production, and everyone is going to have 3 to 4 times more jobs. And hey, the future's so bright. I got to wear shades with this technology. You know, I think it's going to bring in a whole other group of filmmakers that we never saw before, and they are going to just fueled this business. What we've tried to fold that into the green side, into our eco small footprint, into our boot camps. I use a lot of Kino flows, a lot of light panel LED lights, which are very green. Just trying to show the whole ability to download cards, reuse that, shrinking it all down to the point where, like, our 15 camera package fit into a 1-ton truck, okay? Along with a 3,000 watt generator, craft service, and the sound department. Okay, those are things that are really starting to reinvent how we make movies, and with that, I think the boot camp participants saw that. How quickly we could move, how nimble we were to move from one location to the other, in regards to being able to keep it small. It's like a platoon unit is what we've kind of really put into the works here, especially over at Bandito Brothers. Us doing all these military things, you start to roll out with the military and you see how incredibly efficient they are, and you're like, well, this is a module that we should start to emulate. And that's where what we've been doing.